It's your boy Zay-P. Zay-P the I am. I am that I am, as you are that you are, for we are all that we are. And I am a divine energy channel, healer, reader, intuitive message. I'm also a coach and a mentor. And I am a content creator. So you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. For those who do not know. Okay. Time I invite you all to just take a couple of deep breaths with me. Clear out your own energy if you can. I understand if you may be in the midst of things, do whatever you can to kind of just take a moment of peace. So, an easy breath in, out. Body still out. And just allow yourself to be present here, now, in this moment, this energy connected in this collective. Last breath in, grounded, out. Good to ground that energy. So I want to thank y'all for joining me and just taking part in that moment of presence. I wanted to connect today just because I've been feeling a lot of density and weight in our energy, in our collective energy. Even my desire to come forth. I had a couple of other messages that came through earlier in the week that wanted to be shared. Um, I had some difficulty just being able to come out and shine my light. And I had to force my way through that. And so in the moment, as I was connected after meditation this morning, Spirit came through and was saying, you need to talk about the Spirit. You need to talk about what is holding us all back. Seems like we're all in this place currently where, with regards to moving forward, how do we move forward as a collective, the state of affairs in the world. And yes, here in the US, we have politics, and in other areas of the world, they have their own politics. And then we have global pandemics, and we have all sorts of other divisive subjects going on, racism and anti-Semitism and religious persecution, and this, that, and the third. We're in a place where the foundation of the collective is feeling very rocky. It's feeling very shaken. And the underbelly or the subconscious of our collective psyche is in a state of fear. A lot of us are not really holding our spaces. A lot of us are not really holding our ground in that resonance of our truth and in that resonance and understanding of who we are, that divine spark within us, and our ability to withstand, to maintain, and to persevere through any and all obstacles and challenges that life presents us. The thing with that is, life is but an experience. It is an experience that goes both ways. It goes both positive, it goes negative. It goes in, it goes out. It is made to be experienced, and there's no getting around that. And so with that, we have to know that we are divinely capable. But right now, with the world in such flux and with everyone's stability and foundation shaken, many of us are losing grasp of that, have forgotten that. Many of us are starting to find footing, but having to do the deep work, the deep shadow work to actually come into our own confidence, to actually come into um, our full capabilities, and to overcome our perceived limitations. So what that really now I hear my guy Eric Menace. I don't know if you know, he's just coming in and he shows me the Nike symbol, the swoosh, and the just do it. It's time for us to just do it. It's time for us to get off our butts and take action. Whatever it is, whatever you are looking for, it is time to take action. To know that regardless of what's going on with the collective energy and the shakiness in our foundation, we have to be willing to face that uncertainty. We have to be willing to have that experience. And it's okay if we choose not to have that experience. We can choose to put down the experience. We can choose to walk away and have another experience. We can choose to preoccupy ourselves. We can choose to distract ourselves. But that issue and that experience will remain there. And those jewels and those nuggets of wisdom will remain there for us to come and pick up later. And if we're not ready to deal with it now, the universe will return it to us at a later time. The thing with that is it often comes when we least expect it or least want it. And so when the guidance, the invitation is when we're faced with these moment-to-moment challenges, these moment-to-moment struggles of overcoming our fear, of pushing through, of just doing it, we really have to be willing to take that on. And if we can take that on in the present moment, we get less backlash on the back end. We get less of these issues and fears revisiting us later when we're least expecting. The fear comes from our own insecurity, collectively speaking, because for so long we have been programmed and plugged into a system that basically promised stability. It's basically promised us. I mean, this was kind of the underlining social contract. You know, we assign to our different regions. We adhere to whatever specific governments. We basically, sign terms and agreements. Although the governments are not necessarily in corporations, not publicly speaking anyway. That said, we have these social conditionings, and part of that social contract is the idea that our governments, our systems, our institutions, the civilizations and cultures and communities around us are supposed to provide that stability and that confidence in our ability to maintain. And we've come to a point where things are so rocky and so many of us are really feeling and experiencing these shifting sands. We're not feeling that support. We're not feeling that guarantee anymore that, oh, everything's going to be okay, that the government got us, or that our job has us, or that this community has us. It's gotten to a point where it's a little bit of every man for itself sometimes, right? And so we have to be willing to take on our own responsibilities and our own sovereignty, and knowing that whatever comes our way, we have the tools and capabilities within to overcome them. We just need the willingness to face them. So the invitation today is really to face your fears and overcome your obstacles simply by being willing to take them on when they come. No more avoiding, because the more we avoid, the more we put it off. We put it off for future generations. We put it off to our children and our children's children. A lot of the things we're dealing with now is the stuff that past generations didn't want to deal with and they left to us. That's collectively speaking, but that's also individually speaking. A lot of us in our families were taking on these family roles and traditions based off of what the past generations have left to us. And so it is up to us now to be willing to actually face the things that rise in our lives day to day, being present and trusting in our divine capability to overcome them, because you can't, because all things are transient. This too shall pass. So when we're facing that fear, just do it. Put yourself out there. Release the need for any particular results or any attachments to how it should look or how it should be. If it is just the aspect of the fear that is stopping you, push through it for the sake of the growth you will attain by pushing through it, whether you fail or not. Because when you look at it, then you actually look at what's the worst that can happen, the actual possibility of somehow failing. It is never as worse as it appears. It's always illusory in mind. And life benefits you get through the experience for your soul growth is so much more valuable. So fear not, dear ones. You are supported, you are divinely guided, and you are divinely capable. Hold your space. Face your fears and transcend them. Well loved. Okay, and so that was the message that felt needed to come through with regards to this collective fear we're currently experiencing. I want to share that with everybody. So I thank you for joining me for that. Oh,